Hello, I'm Michelle Margolis with Unseriously podcast. Thanks for joining us for another episode. I'm super excited to have our next guest. She is from Singapore via London. Her name is Anita Ghosal, and she is here today. She's a legendary, world-renowned speaker and transformational coach, and she's here to talk to us today about leadership and life. And let's welcome Anita Ghosal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Welcome. Hello, everybody.
So I have my notes here.
You have your notes. You can flick the slide. Yeah. Guys, you can scan this code to take part. It is anonymous, and then we might get you involved.
Yeah, we're going to ask some questions through that app.
It's just like a web link, so it's pretty laid back.
Yeah, we're going to ask you guys to participate if you want to. It's all anonymous through the scanned QR code. And we're also, Anita is kind enough to offer a gift today for you guys here live and watching at home, maybe. The gift is, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, the gift is your identity signature. So you have a signature that has 4 elements. We're going to talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
And it will give you insights into who you're here to be, what you're here to enjoy, what you're here to have, how to get it. And I give you a reading, essentially, like some insights. Yeah, so that's the gift. You can flick. And you can claim it through this QR code. But we'll hand that out later as well if you don't grab it now. It will go straight to my WhatsApp, just so you know. So don't be alarmed.
Do we have the first question up on there yet?
We do. That'll be the next slide. And then it's going to be over to you.
So the first question is, what challenge brought you here today?
Do you want to flick to the mentee? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to read them out?
Yeah. What challenge brought you here today? What gravity shift do you want to make? So feel free to answer however you want to answer that. And we're going to discuss it. So let's see. So how to create strong boundaries with employees and balance and befriend not just the boss. Financial challenges and hardship. So, well, do you want to tell us a little bit about your backstory first?
Yeah, of course.
And then we'll get into more
Then we get into this. And
you can continue responding to the question.
Cool. What was your question? My backstory.
Your backstory.
So I'm Anita. I was born in the UK. I'm a UK-born Indian from India. Originally, my parents were born in India. I was born in London. I live in Singapore and now Dubai a little, so international traveler. And yeah, my background was in the UK. Lots of interesting things happen. What do you want to know?
Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
My childhood.
How did you grow up?
Yeah, so I was brought up quite strictly in the Indian culture, immigrant background. It was kind of like a good and a bad childhood. So it was very happy with a nice big family and lots of love, lots of happiness, lots of celebrations, lots of culture. And that stuff was amazing. But I was I was a third. So I was, anyone got middle child syndrome.
How many kids were in the family?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, so older brother, older sister, me, little sister. And I was kind of, I guess, the black sheep, kind of the scapegoat. And so I suffered a little trauma for sure. So I had my mother was very harsh with me. So that was difficult. I was very quiet and shy. I was bullied. I had eczema.
I can relate with that.
Yeah, so that bit wasn't fun. I was, a bit of a loner, a bit of a bookworm, all that kind of stuff. That sort of, and then we were immigrants, so we were really trying to make it. So my dad and my mum were like, there were like lots of people in our house all of the time that were coming over from India. So it was just like Piccadilly Circus. It was insane. You didn't know what was going on. There were 4 of us sleeping in one room. So, we're really like rags, and I guess we were like rags to riches. So we kind of got rich, I guess. My dad did well, and then in my teens we moved to like a white area.
Were you like the only Indian kid in school?
I was the only Indian kid in the school, so lots of racism and all that kind of stuff, and not fitting in with the culture there, and dealing with all of that. And yeah, that's when the bullying really started. That's when I really went quiet. And then I guess the most significant moment in my life was when I was 17. I lost my dad to suicide. So that was devastating. Yeah. And that's really why I'm here today, I guess, because it was just like there's nothing. I mean, it was from mental health problems and finances, because we made the money, so we were thriving, I guess, financially. But then there was a threat to lose it. There was like a recession at that time, so there was a threat to lose it all. And someone had told him that, well, his financial advisor told him that the only way out is if you or your wife died, because you've got this insurance. He didn't think he was going to take it seriously, obviously.
Oh my God.
So
I'm sorry.
that was, yeah, thank you. So that's the whole thing. But that really was the pivoting point. So that's kind of my childhood in a nutshell.
Okay. So how did those experiences like create you like this international speaker and coach?
Oh God.
Like what was
5
the biggest
degrees
shift?
at a time. So I think that happening was huge. I was always a massive observer, because I wasn't like, the golden child or the eldest. So I was quite hidden. So it meant I could be in the background. So I was just like this ultimate observer of everything, reading everything before it was going to happen, like high empath, I guess.
Okay.
Could really feel what was going on. So I always had this kind of gift, I guess, that was there. I mean, coming into this, I then, after my dad passed, there was obviously we all fell apart and went all over the place. Then I got into the education system. I got a degree, and I was in the corporate world for 18 years in marketing. And then in my 20s, I wanted to be a coach or do something around, caring for people or helping the world. That was always my thing. But yeah, I didn't. And then I got divorced. So then I was like, well, better not start entrepreneurship right now, because I've just got divorced.
How long were you married?
I've been married twice. So
Okay.
I got married when I was 18, about a year after my dad. So that was not a forced marriage, but pushed. Because we weren't allowed to have boyfriends at that time. So they were like, you got a boyfriend, you got to marry him, or you got to stay here. And I didn't want to stay there because my mom was a psychopath at the time.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, well, this is how I can leave home.
That's
great, because
fun
as an
time.
Indian at that point in my upbringing, I couldn't leave. I couldn't get leave to study or anything. So I married this guy. He was super lovely, like just a really nice guy. But we were obviously, I was just wanting to get out there, my first taste of freedom and liberation. I was like, okay. So yeah, it was always there, going through these different divorces and all of that. Then I think, gosh, it was 8 years ago that I officially launched Liberate Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I'm a client.
You are.
And for the last year and a half or so, and I love it. And I've seen so many shifts in myself. So how did you come about to really dive in? Like, I understand leaving the corporate world because I've done it too.
Yeah.
And it only took me like 20 something years to realize it's not for me.
Yeah.
And like coming into yourself after that experience of with your past and corporate world, like how did you officially like make that shift?
Yeah, it's a hard one, because I was in the corporate world for 18 years. I was definitely like wearing a ton of masks, not being who I am at all, massive people pleaser. I made it to the top. I was a marketing director of APAC, but miserable, toxic work environment, bullies, belittling, all the stuff that so many people experience in the corporate world. And I kept sort of getting chucked out of the corporate world. I kept getting redundancy. And then I broke up with a boyfriend. I went back to London, and I could always get a job, but I wasn't able to get a job. I was like, what's going on? And then I was like, oh no, I'm meant to be back in Singapore. I wasn't meant to throw the whole towel in. I was just meant to end the relationship. And then I went back to Singapore, and I was just like, I've just climbed up the ladder. That's not my ladder, right? That's my parents' ladder, somebody else's ladder. I'm like, I'm at the top of the ladder, and I'm pretty successful, but
like not fulfilled.
No. And then, so I was thinking about leaving, and then I went to a wedding in Italy, and I flew back. God damn it, wish I didn't now. But and I was late for work for the first time ever, because I'm just pretty studious. So that I'm not now, as my clients now. Now I'm always late. Forget time. I'm going to say F time. But then I never used to be late. But that morning, I just like sparked. I was on the red eye, and I was just like, and my phone's going off because my team were like, there's a marketing agency, we've got meetings, and I was like, oh shit. So ran into work, and my boss was there. I was like, oh hi, I'm sorry I'm late, whatever. And then I was like, right, I'll stay late, and go through all the billions of emails, get my cup of tea, and then he sort of came over to me, and he had a letter. It was up, so he said, can we have a word? And I was like, do I need anything? Good old studious Anita.
Yeah.
And then I was reading it upside down, and it said something like termination. And I was like,
oh my God, I've been there.
And then so they actually let me go, but
because you were late, or others?
No.
All right.
That would have been bad.
Yeah.
But no, they just paid me a full bonus. So it wasn't performance, and they were replacing the role, so it wasn't redundancy. So this was the first time I had to step into my power. I was shaking. And he was like, you all right? And he was like, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. God damn you. So I said, I'm fine, but this is not redundancy. This is not performance. So what is it? Because I could, make a case. So I managed to get a really good payout.
Good.
I don't know how I did it. As soon as I walked out, then I just collapsed.
Yeah.
Collapsed, cried, got drunk, and felt much better. But I said that my condition was to the payout that I want to come back in the morning to talk to the team and make sure they're all right. But
tie up loose ends.
So I did that, and that was. But the shift. Sorry, you were talking about the shift. That was a tough one, because I came out and I was like, I want to earn the same money. I want to have the same lifestyle. I'm not willing to compromise. And then I hired a few coaches, and I was wanting to, and I said, look, I'm done with the corporate world. I'm going to start my own business. I don't even know what it is. So, and they were saying, well, if you want that, you've got to do marketing. You've got to be, because I was in marketing. So be a marketer. And I was like, you're fired. No, you're fired. No. I need to, and then I met this other lady, and then it started to come through.
Okay.
Yeah, step by step.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, so a lot of what you do is like feeling into situations and using energy.
I guess.
A little bit.
I've never talked about, energy is real, but I was not a spiritual person as such.
Okay.
So I'm not, your classic spiritual person, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I was a bit cynical, I guess, more than anything. My little sister was into the crystals and the sound baths. And all of that stuff, and I was like, tarot, and I'm like, I don't know, because I'm very corporate, very practical, and plus I'm more intelligence for me.
Okay.
But for me, it just sort of came about just a knowing. Being able to see things and understand things, and it's just like a knowing. Okay. So it's not really feeling the energy. So I'm just, So it's kind of that, and that sort of, because first I went into coaching and I did a little coaching course, and I was like, well, this is crap. This isn't going to work, because they're going in and saying, well, what's your dream? Well, no one knows they don't know what their dream is, what their purpose is. Okay, then you got to set your goals, and then you got to do this.
And set a plan.
I'm like, but this is what we learn in university. Repackaged as, coaching and spirituality. And I was like, they need something before that.
Yeah.
To, open up what's really going on and get an insight. So I just sort of broke the model and reformed it into something else.
So you talked about how it wasn't logical. It's
my
not
path,
how you work, your methodology.
Yeah, so the methodology, it contains 4 elements. So when you get your signatures, you know what that is. But there's something in there that really are your force elements. So not true, you're not self. So inside of there's an element that's around logic. So,
Okay.
so a lot of time logic is based on what I call force trait logic. So it makes sense. You probably have a lot of physical evidence that it's true, and you do things in a linear way, and you'll get a result, and you can get a result that way, but it's just like a painful result. But sometimes, like, I mean, I got the result, right? I went to university, got the corporate job and all of that, and had success, but it was painful success. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, logic is not very logical.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's not just point A to point B, and then you get to your goal eventually.
No, because everyone has like this individual signature, individual design to them, and so you move into your true elements, which is who you're here to be, how you're here to operate, which is nothing like the logic you might be following. And that logic, although it works for lots of people, or we're forced into that one way, it's not your way.
Yeah.
And so your logic may not look like logic at all. It may look like madness. But it works to create things at a faster pace for you and increase your capacity to receive. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned before we were talking a little bit about what does success that doesn't hurt look like?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
Success that doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's painful,
fun, right?
Figuring out, oh, what's the next step? Like, it does
success
hurt.
That doesn't hurt means, success that doesn't happen logically, for one thing. But it comes from, having success that does hurt. So a lot of time we wear it as a badge of honor, right? To work really hard. I'm really busy. I've got lots to do. It's almost like a competition. So it's kind of like the new status symbol to have success that doesn't hurt, because it's not really a cool thing. Like if you're really happy and you're like, I'm really happy in my relationship, I'm really happy with my life, I'm earning lots of money, I'm living a great life, I love my body, I love my hair, I love everything. It's like, you become a bit of an outsider. So it's kind of the new status symbol. So yeah, so success that doesn't hurt. It's meant to be fun, right? You're meant to be living your life, enjoying all of those things. So it's about that. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, do you want to get into a little bit deeper into the individual identity signature?
We can. I mean, that's it essentially. It's got
the
four
gift,
elements. You have false elements, you have true elements, but because it's so bespoke to you and so individual to you, that's why we're giving this gift, because it's what it is for one person isn't what it is for the next person.
So, and you don't really understand it unless you experience
you got to experience it. Yeah. So I always say knowledge isn't power. Like reading books or doing courses and learning and get more intellectual, get more cognitive about all of this stuff actually keeps you away from increasing your capacity to receive. Yeah. So it's got to be experienced, to be with it, go through it, hear it, and then then you still won't understand it because it's not logical. So
you've said in the past how we get what we're required to get what we desire.
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little bit?
So, we get what we require to get what we desire, is that everything is to be used. Like this is our ecosystem, our soul ecosystem, our human ecosystem, if you like. So we've got the idea that we're the only thing in nature that doesn't work, that are, our jealous emotions, our angry emotions, our bad behavior, others' bad behavior. We've got billions of labels right now: narcissist, gaslighter, toxic, love bomber, all of the things, right?
Yeah.
And we could all be accused of that at one time or another, right? That can be interchangeable. So to me, I was like, well, this doesn't really work. I was like, I went through all different modalities to get to this. So like therapy or whatever it was, it's kind of more, I would say it's kind of blaming, right? It's kind of blaming, like everybody else is the problem, you're the problem, my husband's the problem, my boss is the problem.
But not me.
The world's the problem.
Not me.
But not me. I'm an angel. And so,
Yeah.
so that was like, because then I would listen to the therapist, and and the answer 9 times out of 10, if I bottom line it, is leave the person, leave the job, right? And then you leave the person, you leave the job, you go to another person, you go to another job,
And you have the
same
same
old
issues.
shit, right? And then it's like, oh, these are repeated patterns because you haven't healed your wound or whatever it is, and it's like, oh, for God's sake, like, I've done all the healing, I've done all of this, it's still the same. So to me, I was like, oh, hold on, maybe we require all of this, and the magic is in the pain, what we require, the challenges, and all of that. So that's why I say, you're not broken, you do not need fixing. So really, we use the pain and we transcend it, if you like, or evolve it, because it's here to bring you something. So if we can have a different relationship with the challenges, with what we think is narcissism or gaslighting or bad behavior from ourselves or from other people, because we're playing out different roles to evolve humanity, basically. So that's the ecosystem. So you get what you require to get what you desire. And if you transcend it, you get what you desire or something even better. You increase your capacity to receive, because obviously when you go through challenges and pain, that's what grows you, right? That's what makes you stronger, makes you wiser. And then we get more things, we do better in life generally. So it's like, well, it's just common sense, really.
And it's stuff that happens that you feel like, oh, this is like the worst thing that could ever happen to me in my life.
Yeah, we keep trying to fix it, but it's like, this is the worst thing that's happened. I mean, have the human experience, have the feeling, and be like, this is the worst thing. This person's a complete whatever it is. Like, have that, and then use it in a very specific way with your signature to evolve it, and you'll see it will bring you up.
Okay.
And up stronger. So we don't have to always be running away or being a victim or blaming. It's kind of, taking your power back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of what you do is work around leadership.
Yeah.
Can we get into like the old frame of leadership versus like the new
old frame of leadership? Yeah. We'll see. I guess the old frame of leadership is,
or maybe it's the old playbook versus the new playbook.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the old playbook is, probably everybody knows it, right? It's more hierarchical. You get an education, you do a job, you go up the ranks, you get a little pay rise, and everybody hates you. It's like, was this worth it? But I guess, the new frame of leadership, and leadership as well, in the corporate place, if that's what we're talking about, is, it separates your life. So it says, at work, you're professional, and your personal life has nothing to do with this, but your personal life has everything to do with what you're experiencing at work, because you're basically playing out some of your root elements, and things that you went through as a child are happening in your workplace. You're being ignored, you're being excluded, you're being abused, whatever it is. You're like, why is this happening? Like, I'm a leader, I'm a director, and this is still happening, because there's something to transcend there. So the new form of leadership is what I call, the beyond order leader, and bringing it all into one place. So, and flattening it out, and being real. We talk about being authentic, but not a lot of people are really authentic and in their true identity, because they'll probably get fired, right? If it's a corporate workplace. But yeah, does that answer your question? I mean, there's so much to this.
I know, there's so much more that we can't even fit into this time. Did you have a video that you wanted to play?
We do. Should we take the stuff that was on the slide?
Oh yeah, let's look at that.
See what these questions.
So, what challenges brought you here today? What gravity shift do you want to make? Yeah.
All right. Well, you can just shout out and ask questions.
Yeah. So I do have that. And kind of like your story calls on my story, because I've been empath all my life.
Yeah.
So I'm in the shift of my new self.
Okay.
And I have the whole history of, I'm a friendly person and loving person. So I get to, even with my employees, I get to get very close and become a friendship other than a business relationship. And I've had many times where I've been taken advantage. So where I need to make a shift. I don't want to be the bad boss, angry boss, but I want to be the one with strong boundaries, but well respected. So
Okay. So you're saying you're empathetic, you're sensitive, you're friendly, and you become friends with the people that you're leading. And how do you join the to lead them
And keep your boundaries.
and
Yeah. So how do you make that shift? Well, you don't. Right? What you're doing is beautiful, number one, because you're flattening it and you're having the sensitivity and you're being you're taking them as humans and we're all equal, right? So you don't need to change it. Boundaries, so inside Liberate Me, we're like, forget boundaries, because boundaries are walls, they're quite controlling, they're like, I've got to do this, I don't want to do it, but I've got to do that to control the situation or try to make these people do something. So instead, you want to move into like standards. So some of the things you're experiencing from them when they're not respecting you or they're not doing what they should be doing, is it that kind of stuff? Because they're like, oh, you're my friend, so I can like chill, that kind of thing. That's what you would need to take into your own signature, because it's in your force elements and your root elements. So that's showing up. It's happening for you, not to you to use it. So it helps you because you may be doing it because you're people pleasing. You may be doing it because you feel like, oh, I don't want to have a hard time. So I just want it to be easy. So that can be like a force trait element as well. And so it brings you up into your true leader. So this is something that needs to transcend within you from a deeper layer so you can be a friend and a leader, right? You can be both. So there's no boundaries. We're one. We're friends and clients. I'm leading some of these clients, and we're going to be friends, right? You can do both. But it's about your stand and what the energy you're holding, but you can't fake it. Like, it has to be very true. You have to come into your true elements and your leader and your true identity. Does that help?
It does.
Yeah? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we have financial challenges and hardship.
Uh-huh. What about it? That's the...
I actually asked that just because I wanted to hear you talk about money.
Thanks,
I was just like, I think that would be great for the room. So.
I love you. Okay, money. So money, first of all, the way you handle money can be from a force trait element or a true element in your signature. So it depends on your individual challenge. But it's about your seat of worth, and money and love come together. This is success that doesn't hurt. Money and love come together. So if you're having challenges with money, then you might be in a lot of force trait logic, something we call the saboteur. A lot of like trying to control it, hold on to it too tightly, try to save it, or you're overspending it, or whatever it is. Or you may not be spending on what you desire, what you truly desire from your signature, which you can ascertain pretty easily. So it's about stepping into, but a lot of people don't want to invest in what they desire, because they're like, well, why would I do that? Why would I step into something I desire? Because it's not logical, it's not feasible, I can't do it, I can't afford it, or whatever.
Or their self-worth.
It's self-worth, because it's a seat of worth. So, and it's to do with desires, expression, all kinds of things. But yeah, money's huge. Did I answer anything?
It's neutrality.
Say again?
It's neutrality. That was pretty life-changing for me.
Yeah?
It's neutrality.
Yeah, it's neutrality. Yeah, you just want to be neutral about it. It's you're provided for. Like, life provides for you. If you reciprocate it, you come into who you're here to be. You come into how you're here to operate. You're in your true identity, and you can step into that power, and you can be with all the challenges of life. You see it start providing for you. It also doesn't become the most important thing anymore. You don't even realize that you're making a lot of money or you made less money. I certainly have, up and down, being an entrepreneur. And it's like, oh, I didn't even notice. Like, I'm living the same life, whether it's gone up here or down here. So yeah, it's a funny phenomenon. I can't say the word, but yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then we have curiosity. I want to shift into self-acceptance.
Yeah, so to get
yeah.
self-acceptance, I don't know if whoever said that wants to reveal themselves, but they have to. But to get self-acceptance, then you have to accept everything, the good, the bad, the ugly in life, in your partners, in your family, in your work life. And I don't mean just put up with it and be a doormat. just accept it and take it all. But use it for what it's for. So you can choose peace or you can choose power. So I always say choose power, don't choose peace, because it will cost you, right? It will cost you like feeling connected to yourself, fulfilled, that next involvement and coming up. So you have to accept everything that's being presented to you, even when it hurts and it's painful, but use it for something. And with your signature, we get to use it and it's exciting and we get to evolve it and turn what seems like something you should not be accepting into something really beautiful. You see that, like the gift in it. Yeah. So that's how you shift into self-acceptance. You have to use your outside things, because we don't transcend or from the inside out, contrary to popular belief. It's from the outside in. Your eyes on the outside of your head. People are playing out the stuff for you, right? Your circumstances, your partners, your colleagues, your whatever it may be, your children. They're triggering you because they're showing you something that's inside of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Say that again.
We don't transcend or transform from the inside out, from the outside in. So people are being used as containers. And once you use the pain and evolve it, a bit like your colleagues, for example, you see them shift and they do a 180, because they don't need to be used as this vessel, this container, this agent anymore for that. So they'll either do a 180 and you come together, or they've served their purpose and they go out. So we don't even need to decide, am I staying with someone? Am I leaving someone? Am I leaving this job? Am I saying? It happens naturally.
It works its way out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that firsthand.
You have. Do you want to share your biggest takeaway?
Yeah.
Share your biggest takeaway on your...
So what's your biggest takeaway from today?
Yeah. One action you're willing to take, one thing you might remember, something like that.
So you mentioned that you are not as spiritual, but more like, or you are spiritual.
I think they're labels, and I think they're getting really misrepresented now. There's a bit toxic spirituality. And I think it's hurting people, because what's happening is that we all went, okay, we're leaving the capitalist world and all that bullshit, and we're all going to meditate and become spiritual. And I found myself, and now we've just put on all these other masks, and we have to hide behind that mask. We go, well, I've risen, I've actualized, I've awakened. But no, we're living a real life. And so we're having these challenges all the time. So it's about having, I guess, a spiritual, peaceful, powerful relationship with life itself to evolve and come into more of who you're here to be and into your leader. So am I spiritual? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah.
You have to answer that, because I don't believe that energy and spirituality has to be together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I believe in life. I believe in love. I believe in, I think the labels of like spirituality, energy, and things like that, they're great, but they've been a bit misrepresented. Yeah.
People.
No, very conscious, very conscious.
Using fake, like using masks.
Using what, sorry?
Like
fake masks. Well, yeah.
Overall, everyone has their own shit.
I think it's really conscious people. I mean, yeah.
That's the goal, to having being all conscious.
Yeah, which we will never be, because it'll always be unconscious things, because there's always more of you to receive. So we'll always have unconscious parts of ourselves that are triggered from the outside in experiences we're having, challenges. Like, we're not trying to get fixed and be like, I am now fully conscious, because then we'll be dead. It'll be over. So, yeah. Does that make sense?
Well, I feel like if you're fully conscious,
No.
No.
You'll be there forever. It's to be conscious in the moment with what you're experiencing. So whether that's good, bad, or ugly, to use it to get another layer of consciousness, if you like, to receive more awareness and step into and embody and integrate more of who you're here to be, more of what you're here to enjoy, and more of what you're here to do. So it's not that this like I'm here to get conscious and actualized, and that's where it's got a little bit misrepresented, I would say, in the spiritual world, because a lot of people say I've got to this point, I'm actualized, I'm conscious, I'm this. And then they're having to hide the fact that they're actually suffering, or they're having an upset or an argument or a trigger, or and then they feel they've got to hide away. They can't show themselves because they just told everyone they're conscious and they're like made it in the world.
But they're lying to themselves and everyone else.
Real life still happens. You're still always going to have those force elements and root elements show up to use them to evolve. There's no other way to evolve. That's how we evolve. So that's our ecosystem that, just like, the birds and the bees and all of that, if you took a bit of it away, it's not going to work. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Thanks for asking. All right.
Okay.
Nobody want to share on that one?
Does anyone want to share their biggest
takeaways? Do the last one. Could you leave me a comment on what your experience was like? I'd really appreciate it.
We all still really like validation.
And good, bad, and ugly is okay. Like if you're like, that was, made me so angry or whatever it is. That's oh my God, Jose, we come and say hello. That's another client.
I know. Let's see. Did we get any responses for the experience? Or comments? Any comments?
You can leave those comments if you want to, but that's okay. Should we?
Okay. Was there anything else that you wanted to discuss before we wrap it up?
No, I think that's good. Unless anyone's got any questions.
Yeah.
I was just thinking maybe for people that are interested in working with you, maybe you could tell people why it's so important to do the signature reading.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to give the little things out? This tells you a little bit more about it, actually. So Russell handed out. So it tells you a little bit more about the reading. And what was your question? Why is it so important?
Well, I think like Michelle and I are clients of yours.
Yeah.
It's so hard to explain what you do.
Yeah.
Or do people with people.
Yeah.
Because it's so personal.
Yeah.
And it's so like really tailored and really going over like little moments of your life that you're struggling with and kind of like processing it. And it's hard to say that.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain, and even I can't explain it. That's why I give this, because it's something to be experienced. You can't logicalize it. I mean, you can go to my website, Liberate Me, but you've got to experience it. So that's why I give this signature. You get your signature. You have 4 elements that are bespoke to you and how they show up for you, and then you get a reading. It's not a tarot reading. It's not astrology reading. It is a reading like probably you never had. It will probably, it'll probably shake you up a little bit in a good way if you're up for that. Jose's nodding away. And give you some truths. It's very loving truths. So as long as you want the truth, some people want the truth. I'm someone like, just tell me the fucking truth, because I want change. I don't want to piss about. You don't have to sugarcoat it for me. So I am direct, but I'm very loving, and it's and it comes through just amazingly, I think, and hits people. And this is why here saying it's spot on and all of that. So, and it just makes you feel really seen, like never before. Like every part of you is seen and heard. Nothing is judged. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is bad. No matter what you've experienced, what you've done, or anything like that. So you actually feel, it's called Liberate Me. You actually feel liberated and free from all of these other modalities. No shade on those modalities, absolute respect. But they can cage you in, because you're supposed to feel a certain way. You're supposed to achieve this. You're supposed to do that, whether it's leadership coaching or something else. So they can make you start to feel like I'm not achieving it, I'm not getting there, and what do I need to do? And so this can feel very freeing, and it gives you the exact roadmap on how to get through it, get to the other side, and receive what you desire even better, and not in a linear way, kind of as you go along, you're activating different layers and things start to shift and happen. Yeah, I don't know. You can't explain it.
No,
Can you guys explain
No.
it?
Like we just need to get the reading to really understand it.
You got to get it. Like, why
Mhm.
really? At the moment, it's complimentary as well. And I'm not sure it will be for much longer.
And where can people follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram. What is it? Liberate Me TM. It's on that brochure, actually.
Okay. And we'll post that too.
Yeah, website, all the normal
So the
channels.
ratings are separate, individual.
They're individual, they're created just for you. There's a QR code there. If you just scan it, you can send a message. So yeah, they're individual, it's created just for you. So, you know, I spend love and time on it, and then you receive it first in an audio. So you get to listen to it yourself once or twice, and then we get on a call where we dive a bit deeper. At the moment, that's a gift and that's complimentary. And then we have experiences you can step into if you're like, yeah, you know, this is something that speaks to me and I want to step in. Otherwise, you know, that's okay. Any other questions?
How do you experience your intuitive nudges as you speak into people's lives in very intimate, specific ways? How do you experience that? You say very specific things about people's lives and what they're going through.
Yeah.
What, is it just a knowing?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a knowing. Like, that's what it is. I can't, it's a bit like, you know, I never know how to explain it. Sorry? Maybe, yeah, you could say that. It's a bit like, you know, all of us have, when we transcend your root wound elements, you have a mission, a gift, a purpose, something that you're meant to be doing on planet Earth. It's all fixed together in this geometric way. So that's my gift. That's what came through. So it's a bit like, I always compare it to, like, you know, like Adele is a singer I like. And she's got this incredible voice. And it's kind of like, well, where did that come from? And if you ask, she doesn't know. Where does the lyrics come from? So it's not taught, it's not trained. It is a knowing. So, yeah, I don't know. But it's just, I know. I can't explain the how behind it. But there's just a knowing that comes through. And I always say, you know, obviously be in your own power. If it's not true to you, then don't take it. But 9 times out of 10, almost 10 times out of 10, not to inflate an ego, just the way it is, it's spot on. It blows my mind how spot on it is for people, and how much they can be seen and then break open and do amazing things. Yeah.
Did you always have that?
Doesn't 100% answer the question, but
since your whole life, have you always noticed like you just know things?
Yeah.
Okay, so it didn't just start after.
But I didn't know I
corporate.
knew. I just sort of had that ability, so I kind of knew what that person's going through and what is next. And I don't know if it's heightened empathy, if it's heightened active listening, you know, some of us and that stuff. But yeah, I haven't got a clue. I mean, I do it when I'm out sometimes, and my husband's like, don't say that to that person. And I've had a few glasses. And I'm like, yeah, this happened to you. And he's like, and they're like, oh my God. So people are like in tears. So I've had people like test me, like, who do you think I don't get on with, this sister or this brother? And I'll be like, the brother. And it's like, and I'm like, I don't actually know. Like, I could be completely wrong. Completely. But I don't.
When you're out in public and you've done that, has anyone been like really mad that you approached them about this?
Everyone's been really kind. I mean, my husband's been really worried and like, I'm going to get beaten up. But they end up like hugging and tears. And, yeah, I just make people cry. So don't hang out with me. But but yeah,
there is crying.
And, you know, you get a real connection.
Yeah.
So it's not spooky. Like, I'm not sort of like a psychic or anything like that. Or, you know, I'm not going to tell you anything bad. But just how to rise into who you're here to be, how to, you know, revive into who you're here to be. rise, rebirth, reinvent into yourself, into your true identity.
Yeah.
And then good things obviously, because if you're comfortably in your own skin and you're real, you're vulnerable, you might be messy. Like, I don't talk perfectly. I'm not a perfect person or a spiritual person. I do all the human things. So yeah, but good stuff starts to happen. And even when bad stuff happens, you're like, it's okay. Right? I can be with this. I have the human experience. I get fucking annoyed. I'm like, okay, what is this for?
How can I use this?
Yeah. No one's immune for that. Because no one's immune from that. Maybe some monks somewhere. I don't know. But I don't even think they're immune. They're just really good at, managing it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the meditation and things like that is what I say is it's useful because it helps manage it. But it can also offload things and bypass things because it offloads you from going to your root elements and really evolving in a sort of quantum way. I hate these phrases, but
yeah, but it's
they're
true.
what people know. Yeah,
like you can make huge changes in small amounts of time.
Yeah, huge shifts.
Well, thank you so much, Anita.
You're welcome.
I really enjoyed
Thanks
this
for coming.
conversation.
Thanks for
Hope you did too. And thanks to our live audience.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you, baby.
Thank you.